Anybody at all.
I know someone who can help.
If you say your mom, you're fired.
My mom! I've seen this before. Hold still.
For the next 6 months! And what happened to the house?
A running gag is typically something you will see multiple times in a show. It could be a joke, an action, a core character trait, just something that is typically funny that you would see a lot in a show. In regular show's case, it would be, you know who else likes sucking dick? My mom, from Muscle Man, or Benson saying you're fired, Mordecai and Rigby going, whoa, stuff like that, which is why today I'm going to be uncovering every single running gag in regular show and discussing them all, because some of them are really weird, really specific, or just really random. And a huge shout out to Regular Shots, or at Regular Show JGS over on X. He is the main reason that this video is happening, because he just wanted it so badly, and this is for you, man. I hope you enjoy. If you like videos just like this, please make sure to like and subscribe. At 30k, I'm going to be cosplaying as Muscle Man and drinking the Mississippi Queen, and if you want a place where you could just hang out, give me video ideas, talk to people who love cartoon shows, movies, and gaming, my Discord will be in the description. Now let's uncover the strange world of regular shows running gags. Now, one of my personal favorite running gags in regular show is Benson's car getting destroyed, because it's always just so funny, and the first time it actually gets destroyed is in the episode rightfully named Benson's Car, and, well, Benson is defending Mordecai and Rigby from Get 'em Back Jack, I think that's his name, a bounty hunter who is trying to kill them for stealing the car. Mordecai and Rigby had good intentions, though. They owned up to it, they told Benson the truth, and so now Benson is like, no, Jack, you don't gotta do this, buddy. And Jack, he stops, he's done, he doesn't want to do it. He tells Vicky to shut down, and Vicky's all like, nope, and shoots it anyway, and Benson's car gets destroyed. Now, his car getting destroyed usually isn't the funny part, it's his reactions after. They're always just so goddamn priceless, where he's just like, you two are paying my bus fares for the next 3 months.
You!
Thanks for saving us, Benson.
Yeah, thanks, man. Damage to the house, damage to my car. My bus fare for the next month. You're paying for all of it!
It's always so good, it's great, and then we cut to the episode paint job where basically the same thing is happening, and I'm not trying to describe the entire episode to you, but just a little summary. Rigby painted the entire house invisible. He got a company to do that because he was avoiding painting it himself, and so now there is a bomb placed on the house that is a tracker for a missile, and the missile's gonna hit the house, so they're like playing hot potato with this little tracker, and it's thrown into Benson's car, and Benson was just eating popcorn, so he can't open the door.
No, 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 no! Come on, open.
And he's just struggling, so he's just got his buttery hands trying to open that door, and then the missile hits his car, and it's just good stuff. He just reacts the same way, especially because he doesn't know that the house is invisible yet, or at least he hasn't processed that part yet. So his car just got destroyed, and then he turns around and he's like, what happened to the house? It's just perfect. Benson's reactions always make everything so much better.
Maybe it's invisible. Kind of like the checks I'll be paying you with for the next 6 months. And what happened to the house?
And then you just cut to another episode dumped at the altar, and this is just a very small portion of this episode that I honestly forget about, because usually I just have to sit there and be all like, who do I want to end up with? An old lady, Benson, Rigby? I don't know who's the right person for me. Not my loving girlfriend over there. I don't know. But if we don't focus on that aspect of the episode, during the actual, like, little celebration for Muscle Man and Starla, they put a turducken in this fryer. It launches up out of the building, and guess whose car the turducken lands on? And yeah, it's Benson's and it just shatters the car. Love that stuff. And Benson is not saved because his car got destroyed not once, not twice, not 3 times, but 4 times because his car was also destroyed in the regular show movie. When Muscle Man finds this like little laser gun, he's like messing around with it and Benson's all like, be careful with that. And then he fires a laser at it and it literally just disintegrates it, blows it up, it's gone.
It works. Oh, wait.
And nobody even really cares. They're all just like, let's go save the world, while Benson is just left there like, my car, my car, I almost paid it off.
Benson, come on. We don't have much time.
But I just bought a new air freshener.
Yeah, poor guy. But hey, is it bad for me to say that I honestly wish that his car got destroyed a little bit more because it's just that funny? I loved this running gag so much, and I honestly would have loved to see more of it, even if it does lead to some intentional suffering for Benson. It's just too funny not to have it happen more. In the Lost Tapes, I'm hoping for at least one Benson's car being destroyed. Now, one of the most interesting running gags in regular show is Muscle Man's dad always having a letter for Muscle Man even after his passing. It's just very weird, but it's also really funny how specific things can get. Like, for example, the first letter in the episode Trucker Hall of Fame, when Muscle Man finds out that his father had been lying to him for so many years, he punches a picture that has his face in it, and inside of it is a letter! What? Like, how would you specifically know that he would choose this picture? And even in the letter it states, Dear muscle boy, my muscle man, my son, you must have just punched a picture of me in a field. And now you're coping. I'm sorry I lied to you, son. Yeah, it's just very, very weird, but I really like how specific it is. I guess that's all part of the joke. It works really well, and I actually enjoy how wholesome all of his letters are. It's actually telling the truth. It's helping his son through all the situations. And then one of the funniest ones is when you go on to the episode Power Tower, where Muscle Man is trying to, enter a bodybuilding competition so that he could win it, so that his friends could play ping pong, and he's just so fat, he's so morbidly obese, that there's no way he could possibly win this. And he opens this disc trying to figure out how to win it, and that's when he finds a letter from his father, and the letter is all like, Dear son, you must be trying to win a bodybuilding competition against Dale the Deltoid DeSico so your friends can play ping pong.
I have passed away, and you're about to enter the Power Tower Bicentennial, which you need to win so you can beat some jerk and let your friends play ping pong.
And then he has this like conveniently placed tape that has the shredder on it. Not the shredder! And it's like one of the most crazy moves ever.
Gonna do it! I think he's...
Easy.
I don't know how he would know that that would happen, but hey, it adds to the comedy of it all. I'm loving it. Muscle Dad, you're 2 for 2. And the final letter that we get from Muscle Dad is, of course, on Muscle Man's wedding day. And there's nothing really too crazy about this one. Like, convenience-wise, they just find it, give it to Muscle Man, and it's just a really great letter. So good, in fact, that it makes Mordecai be like, I don't know who's right for me. Yeah, it's whatever. But hey, I enjoyed all these letters. I enjoyed the running gags that we got because it works really well in the series, and it always adds to some good character depth and character growth for Muscle Man, so I'm all for it. Now, it's no secret that people die a lot in regular show. All of the characters' kill counts is just immense, and they never seem to show any remorse, but a really good running gag is random people dying that honestly didn't even remotely deserve death. For example, the first episode that I'm going to discuss, I'm not going to discuss every single time somebody randomly dies because that would be a lot, but in the episode Death Punchies, Rigby totally kills these people.
Hey, mister, have you seen Mordecai?
No. Who is it?
He's just running around looking for Mordecai. He's like, hey, have you seen Mordecai? And just like punches them into oblivion, brutally murdering them.
Have you seen him?
Scene.
How about you?
And showing no remorse for it. We never see these guys again because they're dead. They're dead, just right there on the spot. And then in the episode Skip Strikes, another character just dies for no reason. He's just the guy that's just trying to do his job, monitor the bowling tournament, make sure that nobody's cheating. And when the magical elements start using magic, Gary just wipes this guy out of existence.
Hey, what'd I say about using magic?
And I'm pretty sure he's dead because I don't think he would be screaming when it happens, because Gary just goes like this. And then the guy just starts vanishing and disintegrating into nothing, and I'm pretty sure that guy's dead. I feel like he's definitely dead. In the episode Fortune Cookie, there's just this other guy when it's all like, he's a warlock, and the villain shows up and starts sucking up the entire park with his fanny pack. And then this guy just drives up and he's like, oh, I gotta get out of here, and he just drives up with his car and then he gets sucked into the fanny pack.
What are you guys doing? You gotta get out of here! Here, take my car!
I don't understand it. That guy's definitely dead. And then Mordecai and Rigby just use his car. Yeah, crazy stuff like that. Jimmy, come on, Jimmy. That poor guy, he just, out of the kindness of his heart, going against his boss's wishes, he was reluctant, decides to give a TV to Muscle Man and the guys because, dudes, it's the Hammer. Like, he's just trying to help them out. And, it doesn't go very well when he shows up at the house because he got fired from his job. He's just looking for a place to stay, and the Hammer just shoots him into oblivion. Just dies right there.
And he fired me. It's cool if I crash here for a couple days. What the?
He just walks in and gets blasted. Crazy stuff. And just one more, honestly. Oi, mate, can I borrow your pen?
Oi, mate, can I borrow your pen?
Yeah, that guy will always have such a torturous death, and I don't even know how that really works because he died when he was already in Rockstar Hell or Heaven or whatever it was called, the Rockstar Underworld. So does that mean he's double dead and now his good death of going to Rockstar Underworld where he could party is now null and void because he died again? I don't know, but either way, I like it when people randomly die in regular show. I think it's funny, undeserved, but really funny. Now, one of the most reoccurring gags in regular show is Muscle Man knowing a guy. Oh yeah, I know a guy who could help. He just always knows a person, it seems, and two of those people are at the same job. The TV warehouse, obviously I just discussed. Jimmy, come on, Jimmy, and the horrible fate that befell him.
What I can do, Muscle Man?
Jimmy, come on, Jimmy. You know you owe me. Besides, this is worth it.
But he also knew, Timmy, come on, Timmy. And this guy also dies a horrible fate in kind of the same way. He helps them out and also gets fired. I think it was just because he was roasting them. That's why he gets fired.
Hey-oh! Because the library's where old junky stuff goes. Hey-oh!
But he shows up later in the episode, the last Laserdisc player, during the big fight, and his eyes just get Wonder Waff zapped or Indiana Jones zaps, whichever, reference you prefer.
My boss heard me making fun of you and he totally fired me. Is it cool if I hang out with you guys?
I prefer Wonder Waff because I like COD Zombies. But either way, his eyes just get zapped. That was really funny. He knew Hector. And then Hector obviously gets brutally murdered by the south of the line Chili Reno firework guy. Of course, that had to happen. There's just multiple instances where Muscle Man knows a guy. I mean, there's even a point in the series where Skips even points it out. I think it's in the episode of Skips in Time? Yeah, that's sounding about right, where Muscle Man is just sitting on the couch, and Skips is all like, hey, Muscle Man, you typically know a guy. And Muscle Man is like, oh, yeah, I know a guy.
Yeah, I know a guy with time machines. He's real good. His dad basically invented him.
Yeah, it's just good scenes like that. Muscle Man always knew a guy. If you needed something, he was the guy to go to, and it works for his character. I enjoy it. It adds a lot of comedy to a bunch of different scenes. I'm not really going to shed too much light on this one. Rigby becomes an angry baby. Stop talking!
Stop talking! Stop talking! Stop talking! Stop talking! Stop talking!
Eileen being weird was a go-to thing that they would do when they were first introducing her character and how she worked. For example, with her laying baby sea turtles into the sand, but they're actually just golf balls.
Rigby, look at me. I just laid sea turtle eggs, and now I'm gonna swim out to sea. Although many of my hatchlings won't live to adulthood.
Let's just get this over with.
That was very weird. And then you go to episodes like Camping Can Be Cool, where she's talking about how she got lost in the woods for a very long time after she lights a fire the old-fashioned way.
No, I just did it the old-fashioned way.
Wow, Eileen, I didn't know you were so handy.
Yeah, I used to get lost in the woods a lot.
When you were a kid?
Last year.
And then in episodes like Meteor Moves, where Mordecai and Rigby are like, shine, 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 just shimmy, shine. And Eileen is all like, to clear up the confusion, stars are made of gas. They shine from thermonuclear fusion.
Shine, shimmy, shine.
To clear up the confusion, stars are made of gas. They shine from thermonuclear fusion.
Thanks for clearing that up, Eileen.
And everybody also always like gets weirded out by this, but I think this is one of the best things about Eileen as a character. Her just randomly adding in, randomly doing something so weird makes her such an amazing character, the best female character in the entire show, because she actually is a character. If she didn't do all this random weird stuff that makes you go like, huh, okay, pop off, I guess, it wouldn't feel like she was a good character. I love that she randomly does all this stuff, and it feels like it pays off so much when you get to episodes like I See Turtles, where you just get to see Eileen in full Eileen mode, I guess you would say. It just feels natural, and it feels like a great progression for her character, for her to just slowly show off her like smart nerdy side. It feels great to have a genuine female character in regular show that was actually progressed super well, and you slowly got to see who she actually was. I think it's one of Eileen's best traits, and it's a pretty good running gag to have her just randomly do these super odd things. It works very well. Another very common thing in regular show is for Skips to answer a question like this. I've seen this before. And then exactly know how to solve the majority of the problems. Or if he does know how to solve it, then he's usually subdued in some kind of way, so Mordecai and Rigby have to figure it out all on their own. Skips was always that guy that you could go to fix anything, and that's what makes his character really great. One of the best instances of this, or if the most funny really, is in the episode This Is My Jam. I honestly forget about this moment sometimes, but it's just so hilarious, where Rigby is just, having the vocal cords like go out of him, like summertime loving. Just out of his will. He can't stop it. He can't do anything about it. They go to Skips and they're all like, Skips, my man, how do we fix this? Loving in the summertime. And Skips just looks at him and he's like, I've seen this before. Picks him up and just punches him as hard as he can into the wall.
I've seen this before. Hold still.
It's so unnecessary, and he definitely didn't know how to solve the problem, but that was so hilarious. I will always cherish that moment because it's so goddamn funny. And then there's just a bunch of other moments in the series where Skips usually knows something, like he's seen this before. Top of the Dome. Jinx in the episode Jinx, when they're trying to fight Yibgear and he's just chasing them all around. They're riding on the golf cart and Skips is like, I know how to solve this, boys. I know how to solve this. You just have to. I've seen this before. You just have to. And then he gets like taken away by it.
Seen this before. You gotta.
That's another good example. It just happens a lot in the series, and it just adds a layer of depth to Skips and makes him a very interesting character, so it's a very good running gag. Now, I don't know if this is a running gag per se, but if Homer Simpson choking Bart is considered a running gag, why, you little, then I guess this would be too, and it's just Mordecai abusing Rigby. He does this in a lot of episodes, but the main one I'm going to point to is obviously going to be Death Punchies, the only episode that really just has, montages of Rigby suffering. At the beginning of this episode, Mordecai just punches Rigby into the couch. And then Rigby is all like, I never win at death punchies. I mean, just regular punchies. And then it's just a montage of everybody just punching him, so much so that he had to go to the hospital. Yeah, and then at the end of the episode, we get another montage where Mordecai's reflecting on his abusive tendencies, and it's just a flashback of him just brutalizing Rigby at every chance that he could get, even kicking him in the balls. So yeah, I'm going to consider this a running gag. It happens a lot in the series until they decide to, go some rock, paper, scissors. Or should I say quartz, parchment, cheese? Yeah, it's an okay gag. It wouldn't be a running gag video without the main running gag in the series. Oh, we don't have time for this. You know who else doesn't have time for this? Oh, you know who else says, my mom.
You know who else doesn't have time for this? You know who else says, my mom!
Yeah, Muscle Man saying my mom is just a peak point in the series. As I got older, it just got funnier. That one scene in the episode Dodd where Benson is like, anybody, is there anybody that can help? I know someone who can help. If you say your mom, you're fired. My mom!
Anybody at all.
I know someone who can help.
If you say your mom, you're fired.
My mom!
It's just so funny, dude. It's so hilarious. I hate people who can't love Muscle Man. He's so funny. Get over it. If you're just like, oh, I'm sick of it, he just does the same joke. Yeah, it's because it's hilarious. It's one of the best jokes in the entire show. It's perfect. It's all I need in life. Just put me in a room, put me in a white room, just with headphones on, and just all I hear is, you know who else, you know who else, you know who else. Oh, Muscle Man, you got me. It's a good running gag. On the other side of Muscle Man, we have another famous quote from our green, morbidly obese man. Oh no, bro. This is a common phrase that he says throughout the show, and it is a great running gag with scenes like, dudes, it's the hammer, take my picture. Oh no, bro.
He's real! Dudes, take my picture. Oh no, bro.
Just stuff like that. Another good example of it is when he sees the Huxtable dolls in a dream and it opens the door and it's all like, hugs! And he's just like, oh no, bro. And they all swarm him.
Oh no, bro.
Do you want a hug?
And Death Punchies is on this video a lot. Wow. Pretty surprising stuff. He gets punched by Rigby, and of course he says, oh no, bro.
Oh no, bro.
Yeah, just stuff like that. Very common occurrence for Muscle Man. Still pretty good, though. Now, a very common occurrence in regular show is how they just love to talk about junk mail. They like talking about balls. In the episode Just Set Up the Chairs, Rigby, who is just impassioned by this, like, project of not setting up the chairs next time, he just, goes and he's all like, Benson is gonna drop his balls when he sees how good we set up these chairs. And normally that would be a no-go for children's television. But right after that, he says he's gonna be all like, oh no, my gumballs.
Drop his balls when he sees how good we set up these chairs. He's gonna be all like, oh no, my gumballs.
Yeah, that's a good way to save it. And it gets you a good old-fashioned balls joke. Then you go to the episode TGI Tuesday, which is also just hilarious. It's mainly Mordecai and Rigby that make these jokes actually funny, with Benson just being like, this place used to host the biggest balls in its day. Were they big? Oh, they were huge!
This ballroom used to host the most elegant balls in its day.
Whoa, were they big?
These balls were huge.
And then Rigby just snickers and gets punched by Mordecai. Yeah, just good stuff like that. The only other one that I could really think of is in the episode Fuzzy Dice, which is also just hilarious. It's so funny because Mordecai and Rigby, again, they're just like about to play skee ball, and it's called skis balls, which I feel like is another reference to some dirty-minded things. And Benson is all like, when the balls drop, and Mordecai and Rigby are just like, we have the minds of 13-year-olds. And then Benson has to switch it to when the game starts.
I want everyone to line up, and when the balls drop, when the game starts.
Yeah, just a lot of scenes like that that just incorporate ball humor, and it works well. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's funny. It's immature, but it's funny. I like it. One of the most shocking things, at least to me in regular show, is the episode Baby Ducks, where at the end of it, they just turn into a giant, half-naked man duck thing, and they just look at this guy and just go, step off! And just slice him in half. Step off! That that will always be a very shocking moment for me because it was so random, but hey, that's what I love about regular show. And the step off, you know, the gesture of slicing people in half, just destroying them, that would become a very reoccurring gag in regular show. The next time we see it, I think, is in the episode Exit 9B, and it happens to the same guy. He gets launched up, the duck dude sees him and goes boom, slices him in half. A bunch of full-grown geese at the end of that episode, they get stepped off and just explode.
Step off!
And then we see it one more time in Brilliant Century Duck Crisis Special, where it's just the giant amalgamation of everything, the giant white super ultra beast ultimate fighter just flying down all the way to Earth doing the step off motion, and it basically destroys the entire planet. Yeah, good stuff. It's very random, but it works really well, and I'm glad that it became a reoccurring gag in the show because it's honestly pretty funny. Another very common occurrence in regular show that I'm going to touch on briefly is obviously, if you don't clean up this mess now, you're fired. Benson really likes to say you're fired, and he never goes through with it because he actually cares and loves Mordecai and Rigby dearly. They're like his little blue jay and raccoon son, basically. He just wants the best out of them. But yeah, he says that a lot. One of the best instances of this is in the episode Caveman, where it's very sad, but Greg and Diane get frozen in love forever, and Benson, just at the end of it, is just like, Mordecai and Rigby, I saw the whole thing. Now clean up this mess. Are you fired? Yeah, that was a good moment.
Mordecai, Rigby, clean up this mess. Do it. Do it or you're fired.
And yeah, he obviously says that a lot in the series. I'm not going to tell you every single time. It's just one of Benson's most common occurrences in the show. Now, if I had a nickel for every single time this happened in the show, I would have 2 nickels, but it's weird that it happened twice, right? It's actually not that weird. It's just Benson's ringtone. It's a little bit funny. It's like the most corny ringtone you could ever have.
Is that your phone?
It's the ringtone that came with the phone.
No, it isn't.
I just like it, okay?
It happens in the episode Wall Buddy for the first time, where it's just found in the biohazard room that Rigby and Mordecai have. It's just played for a little bit of laughs, and then we see it again in the episode Survival Skills, and he still has the same ringtone.
Hello?
When Mordecai and Rigby are calling him to try to get some help. Yeah, I don't really know if it's intended for jokes in that episode, but I'm gonna count it anyway because his ringtone is really fun. Now, a very common occurrence in regular show is, I don't know what to do with my hands. Margaret! Need more coffee. Need more Margaret. Yeah, it's a very common occurrence for Mordecai to pull a Mordecai, so much so that everybody can make fun of him just in unison, all going like this. Because it's just that common for Mordecai to do this, and I just picked out a couple of instances where he genuinely is pulling a Mordecai. One of the best examples of this is in Merry Christmas Mordecai, where he sees Margaret at the post office, and instead of, you know, being like, hello, or anything, he just like stands at her and just goes and then just runs away.
Person. You're just a person. 2 people. No big deal.
Mordecai?
Yeah, that was a very pulling a Mordecai moment. And then you have in the episode and then there's obviously the episode Bad Kiss, and that may not lean so much heavily on the part, because Mordecai actually does kiss Margaret, but I'd say eating a chili dog off of the ground and willingly not brushing your teeth, even when a future version of yourself goes back into the past just trying to force feed mouthwash down you, yeah, I'd say that's pulling a Mordecai. It ruined his chances with getting with Margaret right there because he's just disgusting. And then there's the episode Do or Diaper, where he does the exact opposite of this, where, you know, he has a chance to genuinely kiss Margaret. All he needs to do is maybe put in 1 mint, but the man just, you know, out of fear just starts going with every single mint you could possibly imagine. Yeah, ruins his chances again. Mordecai sure does like pulling Mordecai's in really weird ways, and it's just one of his main character traits. Another thing that I love about the world of Regular Show is, you know, it's technically a kid's show, so they can't actually show drinking beer or doing any of that stuff. So instead of, you know, actually showing that, they just make chicken wings and hot wings the substitute for beer. And we get to watch Benson deal with his alcoholism problems a lot in the show, with episodes like Dodge This, where he's just like, I think you're better than everybody here.
Something from this guy right here. I think you're better than all of these guys here.
Yeah, it's just really funny to watch Benson act like that. I honestly wish we got more of it, unless it's like a crippling problem, but I don't think it is, because at the end of the day, it's just chicken wings, right? And then in episodes like Gold Watch, where he has so many chicken wings that he just wakes up in the middle of the desert, not knowing anything that happened the night before.
Well, sometimes people do things they regret on a belly full of wings.
Ow, my head. What happened to me?
Just good stuff like that. I'm glad that they found a way to incorporate the suffering problems of alcoholism into Regular Show. Works well. And then one of the best things in Regular Show when it comes to Mordecai and Rigby as characters is them just randomly busting into freestyle rapping. It's just so hilarious. You know nothing about scary movies.
Know nothing about scary movies. We'll save the park with our knowledge of scary movies.
Stop singing or you're fired!
Or one of my personal favorites in the episode Party Pete, where they're just like pulling out all their groceries, and for no apparent reason, I don't mean to brag, I don't mean to boast, but here's some hummus for this mini toast. Hummus.
I don't mean to brag, I don't mean to boast, but here's some hummus for these mini toasts.
Hummus.
Hummus. Hummus.
What's another good one? Wrap It Up. That's a great freestyle. I'm not talking about everything with Childish Gambino, Tyler, and MC Light. That stuff is great on its own, but one of my favorite highlights of that episode is just when they're like describing how to like freestyle rap to Pops, and Pops is like, oh, I don't like this. And Rigby's like, it's easy, watch this. But ladies don't like your sensitive side, like Mugger, for example, but I guess that's implied.
See, Pops, it's easy.
Because the ladies don't like your sensitive side, like Margaret, for example, but I guess that's implied.
And Mordecai's all like, dude, we get it. She won't get with you. She won't get with you. Never gonna get with you. It's so funny.
She won't get with you. She just won't get with you. Not gonna get with you. Never gonna get with you.
Okay, we get it.
He just starts roasting the absolute shit out of him. It's just scenes like that that amplify the show so much and make you like relate to Mordecai and Rigby in such a good way. Those moments make their friendship seem so wholesome, even though there's so much toxicity in their friendship. It's those moments where it feels like they could be the best of friends for all eternity, and I love the show for that, and I love all these moments. I'm so glad that they made it so that they could randomly just start rapping together in unison. It works so well. Another very common occurrence in Regular Show is Thomas getting bullied, because in the first few seasons that's really all he was good for, because they did nothing with his character and made him so non-interesting. There's scenes like laundry being thrown at him because he's just that useless.
Hey, Thomas.
Hey, Muscle Man, what's up?
Make yourself useful by taking my clothes to the dry cleaners.
The scene going back to Guys Night 2, or the first Guys Night, when Muscle Man tells him to go get chips at the store, and then we get that scene where what actually happened was Thomas walking up to the door, and Muscle Man is just like, insert the chips slowly.
Just put the chips down and back away slowly.
It's honestly so messed up to do this to one of the dudes. He was young, he could have been a homie, but they just left him out, left him to suffer, and wouldn't even let him back in the house. Yeah, that's some messed up stuff. And then, drive-by atomic wedgie.
Drive-by atomic wedgie!
That was really funny in the episode starter pack, where he just like is in the cart and pulls his underwear up all the way over his head. Yeah, crazy stuff like that. Thomas fights back. That's also a good interaction, where Thomas actually gets the upper hand, where Muscle Man is like, you're too much of a mama's boy to pull this off. And then he just like pulls out some jujitsu moves on him and puts him in an arm bar.
You're too much of a mama's boy to pull this off.
Still think I'm a mama's boy?
Thomas getting bullied, though, sometimes has its funny moments, but other times you just feel bad for the guy. But overall, I mean, that's kind of all his character really was for a while. Muscleman and Starla like to get freaky, and they do it often where they just like basically mesh their bodies together right there for us on camera. We get to enjoy every single minute of it. One of the best examples of this, if it's just your favorite thing in the show, is in the episode Last Meal where Muscleman is dying because he's eaten too much food, and Starla's like, "Oh, Mitch, I won't let you go without your favorite food.
I won't let you go without one last taste of your most favorite food."
And then they just start making out in ways that you should never really see. Yeah, very gross moment, but I don't know, it doesn't really make the episode better for me. That's one of my least favorites. I don't know, very wonky ending there. And then another great example of them getting very freaky is actually in a Terror Tales episode, and it is real. It's in the canon parts of the episode where they're just telling the story where Muscleman is dressed as peanut butter and Starla is jelly, and they just mush their bodies together, put a bag over themselves, and just start passionately making out.
Creamy or chunky?
"Oh, Minch, you're the peanut buttered in my jelly. Ah!" Yeah, they get freaky a lot. I don't really need to see it all the time. Am I glad that we got to see it? Again, no. But I bet someone out there is. Someone's probably like, "Oh, two big green people. This is what regular show is about. It's anything but regular." Mr. Maillard never really got a lot of time to shine in the show, and not really until the end where we actually got to learn a little bit about him. But in his first few instances in the show, it was mainly just to roast Benson and not be able to get his name right. Beanbag.
It's always good to have you at the park, Mr. Maillard, sir.
Don't try to fraternize with me, Bert.
Actually, sir, my name is Benson.
I know what your name is, Beanbag.
I know your name, Bean Teen, Bert. Yeah, that was pretty much all he would do. It led to some really funny situations, like for an example in the episode Benson Be Gone, where he's just roasting Benson, just being like, "I know what your name is," and then Mordecai just like crashes the car through the house into the building. Yeah, good moments like that, but it's pretty much just a one-off gag, and it eventually does get, fixed when he actually starts to respect Benson as a park manager a little bit, so you could respect Mr. Maillard for that at least a little bit. Obviously, I have to include my main man Pops being like, "Good show! Jolly good show!" Some of my two favorite instances of this are, one, in the episode Just Set Up the Chairs, when he sees the Destroyer of Worlds destroying the park, and he's just like, "Oh, somebody released the Destroyer of Worlds, good show!"
Notice.
Oh, who unleashed the Destroyer of Worlds? Good show!
Yeah, it's just to amplify scenes, and I think it's so random, it's just so out of place in this world that is so wacky and chaotic, just to have this big pink man just be like, oh Lord. I love it. Jolly good show. And then one of my other favorite instances is when Mordecai and Rigby are playing rock, paper, scissors for the chair, and Pops is just watching, just like, Oh, so many ties. Everybody come quick. Jolly good show. Quartz parchment shears.
Good show. Everyone come quick. The most amazing game of quartz parchment shears is happening right now.
So funny, man. It's so good. It just makes it a lot better. I love Pops as a character, and he wouldn't be who he is if he didn't say jolly good show. Another good one from Pops is the fact that he used to pay with just specifically butterscotch ripples. That kind of stopped after a little bit in the show, but I still enjoyed it when it was a common occurrence, especially in the episode The Power, where we first get to see this, and they like do their whole dance like asking for a raise, and then Pops is like, "Oh, you two have a shirt and a raise. How about two of these?"
Of course. Just let me get my billfold. Butterscotch ripple.
And then he hands them lollipops. Yeah, I enjoy that. Nothing much else to it. It's just Pops paying with lollipops. I like it. Another common joke is when they actually draw attention to the fact that the majority of the characters are naked. One of the best examples of this is in the episode Dizzy, where Pops is struggling to give a speech and Mordecai's like, just picture everybody naked. And Pops is all like, and just stares at their crotches. He's like, oh, I don't like this.
Naked?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't like doing this.
It's really funny. I like that they draw attention to the fact that they're naked and it can make people uncomfortable, but it never actually does because it's just so normalized, or it's because they're animals. I don't know, if a human decided one day to randomly become naked, would that be a problem? That is the question in this world. Because even if you go to the episode Dawn is pointing out the fact that, oh, I even started walking around naked because I thought you were so cool.
Remember when you started walking around naked? I thought you were so cool.
Yeah, dude. That was pretty cool.
So it's not a normal thing to do. It's something really cool that you could do, and it's socially acceptable, but can anybody do it? I don't know. There's even scenes where Benson in the episode Fortune Cookie, where he's just suffering, he doesn't know what to do. It's just that montage, and like he's wearing a bathrobe, and he's normally naked, but when his bathrobe is taken off by the cleaner, and Audrey sees it, it's apparently very embarrassing. But when he's naked around her and he wasn't wearing something before, then it's normalized? I don't know. Weird stuff, but it makes a lot of scenes really funny, so I'm all for it. Now, I don't know if this one was particularly used to make the scenes better or just to save money because you don't have to do an entire another animation for a character screaming, but something regular show would do a lot is to have the characters have the same exact scream. So, for example, ah! Ah! Ah!
Can't stop seeing my dead uncle!
Me either.
Morty! Ah! Ah! Ah!
Yeah, see how I didn't move and I did the same exact thing every single time? That's what happens in regular show. It just repeats over and over again, and it works really well for the show. I enjoy it. Rigby has claustrophobia, which means he's afraid of tight spaces. He doesn't know what to do. I don't know why I'm singing. That just happened naturally. But either way, Rigby's afraid of small spaces. This happens first in a terror tale, which makes you question if it's canon, but it does repeat when the walls are closing in and Jan, the wallpaper man's closing in with all the wallpaper, and then Rigby freaks out and tears into the cave.
You can breathe. Don't panic.
I need to get out of here!
Oh, stop!
That's the first example of that, and then you have episodes like Portable Toilet, where Rigby is, they're both trapped inside of the portable toilet, and they're just in there, and Rigby starts freaking out and causes a bunch of problems.
Rigby? Rigby?
We're gonna starve before they find us! Why'd you eat the whole sandwich? You should have saved some just in case!
Dude, that makes no sense!
As per usual, when his claustrophobia acts up. Funny scenes, though. I enjoy it nonetheless. He just starts freaking out, and Rigby's screams are always really funny. Stuck in an elevator where Mordecai is all like, let's just be happy that your claustrophobia isn't acting up right now. And then Rigby looks around, and he's like, I can't breathe! I gotta get out of here! Yeah.
It's just a good thing your claustrophobia is not acting up.
I gotta get out of here. I gotta get out of here!
It's funny scenes. I enjoy that Rigby has claustrophobia because he is the best character to have that, because just all of his screams and reactions are really funny. There are many instances in the show where Benson just gets bullied for no apparent reason. He is just always a target for the harshest things to happen. In the episode Fry's Night, he gets hit by a truck.
You strangers. I think I'm starting to feel better already.
In the series finale, he is just placed on the top when everybody does the fist pump thing and they all form into one mecha monster. Benson's head is just at the top of it and he's used to spin during breakdancing. Yeah, poor guy. He went on that game show and his entire life just got roasted because he said banana instead of bandana.
Hey, that word!
We screen people to make sure they know how to read.
Yeah, he's going through it in a lot of instances. The entire Christmas special, he's just trying to prove to everybody that his Christmas sweater is looking so fly, it looks so good. Even his girlfriend is roasting him, Santa doesn't like it. He's just a suffering guy.
I like to get loose on holidays.
I mean, that's gotta be the winner for ugliest sweater, right?
Oh yeah. Isn't it funny how ugly it is?
In Fortune Cookie, it's literally an episode that is all about torturing Benson. You just watch this man suffer. The scene where he gets beat up and jumped by a bunch of random guys, and then the beekeeper just runs up on him and just chucks bees onto him. I understand he was supposed to have bad luck, but that's just crazy. You feel bad for the guy. You really do. And some of it, don't get me wrong, it's hilarious. I enjoy it, it's good. But at some point, he needs wins. And yes, he does get wins in the series, but did he deserve this much suffering? Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. This one was feeling really energetic. I don't know, I may just be in a specific mood because, my car got broken into, my wallet was gone today. It's just been a crazy day. But, we get through it, we enjoy it. Just had to, let it all out on camera and just feed into my demons. I don't know, I'm just being silly. Hope you have a good rest of your day. See you in the next one. Bye.